That's a good thing to do with money, by the way. I encourage everybody to save too, but I didn't do that. I did another thing that I think is equally as good. I invested it in other green technology that would save me even more money. And what did I do with that $900 some odd? I bought an electric car. You heard me right, 1970, I bought an electric car. There's people that don't believe that happened. People say, they didn't have electric cars in 1970. Of course, they had them in 1910. Henry Ford's wife preferred her Baker Electric to his noisy contraption. They were around for a while, but I didn't have one of those collector's item, like my friend Jay Leno kind of cars. He has one of those. I bought a 1970 Taylor Dunn. In case you think I'm making any of this up, look anything up on the Google right as you're sitting here if you got your hand held. I'm not making any of it up. Taylor Dunn made electric cars then, as they did before 1970, as they still do today. Now, when I say car, I'm being quite grand. We're talking about a golf cart with a windshield wiper and a horn, okay? It did not have a steering wheel. It had a tiller. Literally, it had a tiller, like a golf cart does. And it had a California license plate. It had windshield wipers and a horn. It was enclosed with canvas, so you weren't out in the open in the rain. But I actually took someone out on a date in this car. This is not exactly a chick magnet, guys. I took Cindy Williams, remember Cindy Williams from Laverne and Shirley, my dear friend, still works all the time, a great friend, and I took her out on a date in 1970. It did not go well. There were kids on Hot Wheels passing us by, giving us a finger, you know? It was slow. But no, she was great. She appreciated the humor of it, the fun of it. She, of course, cares about the environment deeply, so it ultimately went fine. But she thought it was pretty funny. Got an electric car, this slow 50-mile-an-hour car. But it suited my purpose for a while, and I drove it for quite a while. And so I kept doing that stuff because it gave me a taste for saving money, and I felt good protecting the environment. So I got involved, you know, in a way, because of my dad. He died a few days before the first Earth Day, and he was not at all an environmentalist. He didn't use the term, but he was doing all the same things. He was a conservative who liked to conserve. He turned off the lights and turned off the water and saved string and saved tin foil. Got me in Boy Scouts so I could see nature up close and personal, and I thought it was worth protecting. And I did all that stuff. So he was a good influence on me, and he died a few days before the first Earth Day, and I did this stuff to honor him as much as get involved in the first Earth Day. But what else? Why else did I get involved in 1970? Some things were going on in LA in 1970. I was born at Hollywood Presbyterian Hospital in 1949. And if there's anybody, a few friends here are kind of my age, the smog in 1970 was horrible, choking, smog. You just couldn't run from here to backstage without wheezing. Hold on, I gotta sit down. Oh my God, it was just terrible. Terrible, horrible, choking smog. So I went, that's not good. I'm going to get involved because of that. My dad died, that's the reason. There's smog. Let's see what we can do to clean that up. And the Santa Monica Bay, all those beaches, many of which get an A or a B plus or A minus. Most of them get A's now. They all had F failing grades, like Heal the Bay rates them. Horrible pollution in the Santa Monica Bay. The Cuyahoga River was catching fire in 1969. The Cuyahoga River near Cleveland, look it up, I ain't making it up. Cuyahoga near Cleveland caught fire in 1969. There was so much pollution on the river, somebody lit a match too close and it went up in flames. So there was good influences like my dad that got me involved in negative things. And I started doing this stuff. And I started to save money, so I stuck with it. And what did I do with the money I saved from the electric car and all this stuff? Now I was really starting to, save some dough. I bought a solar oven to cook a few, meals in. My natural gas bill went down. I bought a rain barrel to collect some rainwater. My water bill went down. I eventually got a place that I, owned and not a rental. And so I put some attic insulation and saved some more money. And I kept ratcheting up. 15 years later, from 1970, I bought my first solar array. Still not solar electric, couldn't afford it. 1985, I bought solar hot water, a lot more bang for the buck. It's, very cost effective, so I did that in 1985. A home, I don't live there anymore, but I've heard reports back from the people who own it. That solar system is still working well. 1985, 26 years later. I can tell you what else is working well from 1985 that I purchased. I bought a wind turbine in 1985. Not on my house, I bought it as part of a wind farm in 1985. And it's been running now 26 years, still getting me checks, and still putting out many homes worth of power for 26 years. Now that's what I call a good investment, that you can do well by doing good. And let's have a hand for wind power too.